Hello all. First of all, those who don't know me, I am Anshu Budhia and I am your trainer, mentor for PM. Today we all are together because we want to discuss about the September attempt. Right? June is gone. June is gone and now what we have is September attempt. So we are here today so that I can guide you and we can discuss on how to have a proper strategy. Yes, starting today only, how can we have that proper strategy that will help you excel your September 2026 with ease. So, with this, let's all begin with this session. But before that, just tell me quickly in the chat box, can you hear me properly? My screen is clear. I mean, no laggings, no troubles. Quickly put it in the chat box. Respond, guys. Everything is okay. You can hear me properly. Okay. So this session today that we have is, it is not an orientation session. Let's not take it as an orientation session. So even if you are a self-study student, I mean, you are studying, the aim of you is to excel in September, whether self-study student, a class student, any student. So this is a session for all of you where we will discuss and try to work on a strategy which is a strategy to succeed. I call this strategy as a success strategy. The strategy that you adopt today and September 26 will reap you results. But before I even talk about the strategy, before we even talk about the targets, before we even talk about anything, guys, first thing that you have to be aware of is that your September exams will be held on the September PM exam. You know when it will be? It will be on 9th of September. So contrary to the fact that you generally have your ACC exams in first, second, third, fourth, I mean that first week only. In September, you will have your exams in the second week, 9th of September. Okay, that means you are actually getting a week extra. So when you're counting your days, just count that week extra. But then what is the correct strategy to begin with? If I tell you that you have to begin from today, so many students ask me, ma'am, first of all, we don't know like which chapter to begin with, how we should be proceeding ahead, what is the correct way of doing the chapters, and all those questions. I say that guys, before you even set up the strategy that which chapters you will be taking and what sequence, what is important is how clear are you with your mindset. That means, let's say, I ask a batsman, okay, sorry, the FIFA World Cup is going on, right? It has begun. Now, if I ask the footballer who is going into the match and I say that, guy, boss, what is your target? Okay, let's say Messi is going. And I asked Messi that, Messi, what is the target for you when you're going into the match today? How many goals are you targeting to score? Do you think he'll be blank and he'll be like, we want to win the match. I want to win the match. I don't know how many goals will I be scoring. But I say that, okay, do you have any target in your mind? That let's say what goals you want to score. He may end up saying me, yes, I'm looking forward to score at least 3 goals in the match. So even though he wants the match for the country to win, but he also has his personal goal set up. Correct? He also has his personal goal set up, goal target set up. Likewise, it applies to you. I know overall everybody wants to clear the PM. I know that. I know you are targeting that in September I will clear my PM. But guy, what score are you targeting? Are you targeting 50? Are you targeting 60, 70, 80? How much are you targeting? Will it matter, ma'am? What the target that we set? Of course it does. See, if a batsman sets a target of 100, rarely he would reach that point. Why I say rarely? Out of 10, he may reach it like 3 times, 4 times, not beyond it. But then there is high chance that he may end up at 80, 85. I mean, if everything goes fine. Got it. Just like that, if you set up a target for you that you are going to achieve 50 marks only, it's high chance that you may end up in 40 to 50. So why do you want to set a target for you which is lower? I am saying be realistic, but today only you will have a target in your mind. I have kept a target for me. Let's say, for example, I want to get 80 in PM. Now, every day I will study, my mind will say, boss, you have to achieve 80, you have to do more. So, there is anybody who's motivating you? Are you going to anybody and asking, ma'am, I'm feeling very nervous, please motivate me? No. You yourself are motivating yourself. Your inner self is motivating you. And guys, I'm telling you, this is a very, very important point. This is a very, very important thing. Don't take motivation from outside when you have it in you only. Okay, so today what you will do is you will set a target for yourself. You will set a target for you that how much do you really want to achieve. Don't reveal it to me. Don't reveal it to anybody else. Just reveal it to yourself. It may look unrealistic now, but this will help you or this will motivate you to do more and more efforts until it becomes realistic. So please guys, set a target for you today only. Keep it somewhere, and I suggest keep it at a place which you can see every day that reminds you of the fact that yes, you have set a target for you 80. So you won't do anything that will deteriorate the target. Clear? So first thing that everybody will do after this session of success strategy is setting a target for themselves. And this is your target, your motivation. Clear? Second, now you set your target, but when you're setting your target, one thing that comes into your mind is this point. Ma'am, PM is always branded as the most toughest skills paper. Why it is branded as the most toughest skills paper? Have you ever given a thought to it? Because obviously you can say that, ma'am, it has got the lowest pass marks. How much lowest? Is it 3%? Is it 10%? 15%? 20%? No. It is still around 40%. What does this indicate? That out of 100 students, 40 cleared it, 60 could not clear it. But when you compare it with other competitive exams, it's a much higher rate. So who said it is difficult? It is just that you have to have the right combination of conceptual clarity and question practice. Can it happen? Of course. The students who are clearing it in the first attempt, getting a rank. So definitely it is something that can take place. Now you have to make sure that it is done in the right way. And who will help you there? I am there. I'm there to guide you in the correct direction. Now let's go forward. So don't have this inhibition in your mind when you're studying PM that, ma'am, it is the most difficult paper. It is not. It is a convenient paper that you can easily crack, but you have to have 100% crystal clarity and lot of question practice. Watch till the end and I will tell you how you can do ample question practice with my support also. Now, let's take the next one. So here I have taken basically a few pointers that I thought that these are the pointers that students generally have in their mind, but many times they skip asking it. So let's discuss it over here only. Now the next thing, we have not studied MA. Okay, so students ask me, ma'am, I've not studied MA. I've got its exemption and I'm coming directly to PM level. Can PM still be conquered? Can you still have good marks, high marks achieved in PM? Do put it in the chat box if you have any questions, any queries that I should be taking up. Okay. Now, if we PM MA is not studied, can PM still be conquered? Yes. But why and how? First, please understand the sequence. It is MA, then you go to MAs in the foundation level, then you go to PM in the skills level, and then you go to APM in the skills level. In fact, a part of it is in SBL also. Okay. Now, when I'm at the PM level, let's say you're not studied MA, can you still have the PM, the basics clarity? Because MA you need for basics. Can you still have that clarity? Yes. How? Go through the basics concepts chapter that is there on my YouTube channel, and that will help you cover up the MA concepts, the major MA concepts with ease. Plus, every chapter of PM has got some MA base. So when you study PM and let's say you are a self-study student, please get the MA book and do the basics from there. Okay, so yes, you can do it. You just have to do the basics from MA and then do it in PM. But for the students who are enrolled with the classes, like the students who are enrolled with my class, we make sure and I make sure that you are doing your basics first, and then only we do the portions that are covered in PM. So first get the basics clear and then get the add-on portions of PM. So this is a thumb rule that you will adopt, whether you're doing self-study, whether you're doing classes from anywhere else, or you're doing classes with me. But first, always cover your basics and then only do the portions that are there in PM, so that you have utmost crystal clarity. Okay, now the next one. Ma'am, how's the syllabus of PM? So I think for that, I can give you a look of the syllabus. So we have our PM book, and the PM book syllabus, I will just show you here. Look here at my screen. If you ask me, I would say PM does not have a vast syllabus. PM has a very concise syllabus. Only 17 chapters are there. That too not at all very, very lengthy chapters. So then comes the point, ma'am, why then the PM has such a low percentage of passing compared to other subjects in ACCA skills? That's only because PM tests your understandings. PM tests the technical understandings with the limited chapters it has. It is not very elaborative. The concepts, the topics are also very less. It is just that it wants 100% clarity because between the line questions are asked. In PM, let's say there's a question on fixed cost, you will never have a direct question on fixed cost. You will have questions that gives you an assumption that all options are correct, or let's say two options are correct or three options are correct. Okay, so that becomes very confusing. How will you clear it when you have 100% crystal clarity and when you are doing more and more questions practice? So the success to clear PM is by doing more questions and by having 100% crystal clarity, right? And this is the only key to success of PM, because PM syllabus, trust me people, is almost the least when you compare with other subjects in the skills level. It only needs more better understanding and clarity. Okay, let's move forward. And in case if you have any questions and queries, please ask me in the chat box. Now, what is the correct exam approach? Now, generally, what I've found students, how they do the study of PM is, they will do chapters first. All chapters they will complete first, either through their classes or through their self-study. Students generally tend to complete the classes first, or they generally tend to complete the syllabus first, assuming that okay, let me first complete the syllabus and then I'll do questions. And then how do they do it? They will do first questions of section A, then they will do questions of section B, and then they will do section C. After they have done with section C, then they will go for mocks and past papers. I think majorly all of you can relate. The maximum of students do this approach only. Do you relate with me? Do you agree with me? Please put it in the chat box. Do put it in the chat box. Do you also do it in the same way only? Maybe for the other subjects that you have done. Or is this something that generally comes to your mind? Tell me. Tell. Yes. I know students generally say that, ma'am, this is the approach that we follow, but is this the correct approach? No. This is not the correct approach. Why? Why it is not the correct approach? Look at my screen. Boss, you did first chapter. But when are you doing the question of the first chapter? After you have done 17 chapters. Do you think you will remember it that way? Now then, when you don't remember things, you become very, very panicked. Man, I forgotten everything. I don't revise PM. I am not able to remember anything. I am just forgetting PM. Boss, you never gave yourself time to revise. Then how you should be doing the exam? What is the correct exam approach that you should adopt? Do first chapter, complete all section A, B, C question of that chapter only. What will this give you? When you do section A and B, you are able to remember the concepts. You are able to revise, kind of. So it gives you motivation. When you do section A and B with confidence, section C automatically becomes good. And your practice of section C starts early only. This way, when you do chapter 1, you do chapter 2 and so on. So when you complete your syllabus of chapters, you are already done with questions also. So the panic of not doing questions and forgetting everything really stops. Trust me on this. So please follow this exam approach where you will do chapters, chapter wise questions, and then only you'll move to next chapter, study it, chapter wise questions from question bank or exam kit as well, and then you go to the next chapter. So this is the same sequence that you will follow. This will give you confidence, motivation and completion of syllabus, and with ease that you will be able to do. Next, ma'am, how is the paper pattern? So let's quickly look at the paper pattern of PM. Generally, like other skills only, here also you will have 3 sections: section A, section B and section C questions. Section A has 15 questions of 2 marks each. That will give you 30 marks. Now, students asking, ma'am, where will you have the section A questions coming from? Anywhere in the syllabus. Any of those 17 chapters can have questions for section A. They can be 2 questions from one chapter, 3 questions from one chapter, or 0 questions from one chapter. Of course, it can be. Okay, so it will be from anywhere in the syllabus that you will have your section A questions. Now, ma'am, let's say the question is partly correct and partly wrong, you will get 0. So here either you will get 0 or you will get 2. You will never get 1 here in any case. Done. Section B, again 15 questions of 2 marks each and 30 marks. Ma'am, now what is the difference between section A and section B questions? The difference is that section B has 3 case studies. Okay, and each case study will have 5 questions. So this is how it becomes 15 questions. Now in section A, we have 15 individual questions from anywhere in the syllabus. In section B, you will have 5 questions from one case study. And that case study can be like anywhere from the syllabus. So let's say there is a case study A given, no questions relating to it will be there. You can have specific questions that require calculations. You can have general questions relating to that topic. You can have true false questions, or you can just have any random question. But typically relating to the topic, you will have questions, combination of calculations and theory. But just like what I'm saying, last attempt only, that is this June attempt only, students told that ma'am, section B was tough because it had lot of calculations. So unlike to what we generally predict, ACCA papers are very unpredictable. So this time section B was full of calculations that took a lot of time of students. So time management becomes another very important area for PM that we will be doing, that we will be adopting and adapting as we move progressively in our syllabus. Okay. Now the last section. The last section has two questions. The last section has two questions. And each of the two questions are of 20 marks. Now I'll say, ma'am, again, will they be only from like anywhere in the syllabus? No. So here you have a bit of comfort. Why? Because these two questions have the particular blocks from where only they are asked. But even then, these questions, I find them to be most easier compared to section A and B. The reason being, section A and B questions do not carry part marks. If you're wrong, you get 0. Only if you've got full answer correct, only then you get 2. Correct? Section C has part marking because it is actually invigilated by the examiner. They are read by the examiner, so they give you part marks. Even if you're wrong, but for the portions that you're correct, you will get part marks. Okay, so it's not that you will get 0 or 20. You will get marks in between also. Hence, I find this portion, section C, to better for students than section A and B. Okay, so when we discuss later in the syllabus as we progress in our classes about time management, so there this section C becomes very, very important. Okay, very important. The manner in which the questions should be answered, for all that we will take care of that discussion. Okay, now let's go to the next point. Guys, if you have any questions, so please put it in the chat box. Any questions so far? Okay. Now, what is the planner of progress? This planner of progress, every student should be having. Every student. So, I have given to my students who have enrolled for the classes. In that group, it's already shared the tracker of performance. The tracker, wherein the tracker for when the sessions will be taken, when the day-wise schedule is given to you. But people, please treat that planner as your own planner, as the planner that will track the performance against each chapter, against each progress point. Please write your analysis of your performance. Let's say I have given that today I will discuss the questions of ABC. Then after the session, please analyze your performance and say that how was your performance in that session and point it over there. See, this will make you highlight the chapters or the topics that you are little weak at compared to others. So when you're revising, or let's say when you're coming to me for queries also, you know that this is a chapter that okay, I think just got disrupted in between. That's okay. Now let's progress. So guys, all of you, even if you are doing the self-study, okay? All of you, my dear friends, those even who are doing self-study or you're studying through the classes, please make sure that you are always having a planner that tracks your performance. This is for the simplest reasons that you know your performance, your problematic areas well in advance, and you don't have to really wait for and you really don't have to wait for the syllabus to end, right, to track your performance. So against every date, every chapter, you will do an assessment for yourself. Then let's see. And now to tell you how do you assess your performance. Okay, to tell you that how do you assess your performance. Let's say you have, if for that chapter you have attempted 25 questions. Without looking at the answer, how many questions you got correct at the first point? You got, let's say, 15 questions correct. Write down there 15 out of 25 multiplied by 100, you will get the percentage. Okay, write the percentage over there. Every chapter percentage you will write. Got it? Now, which is the red flag? Which is the red flag? Red flag is the chapters where you got, without looking at the answers, the percentage that you got correct was less than 60%. Please everyone note it anywhere that you have pen, paper, mobile, but please note this performance assessment criteria. Based on my experience, I've always found the students, those who score less than 60% in a particular topic, that creates a problem for them in the exam. So better you resolve it early only. So I hope that now the video is absolutely clear, visible, there is no lagging. I'm sorry, I just saw your message now, your chat now. Okay, so I will repeat this pointer again. All those self-study student, or I mean you're studying from anywhere, please make sure that this planner is put up in the same way. What you will do is, again, like I told you, you will list down the chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write down the number of questions attempted, number of questions you got correct, and the percentage. Wherein you have a percentage which is less than 60%, please highlight it. Okay, highlight it. So then you will know that out of 17 chapters, these are the 7 chapters, 6 chapters, 5 chapters, or let's say 8 chapters where I have some problems. Now you will go back to those chapters, read it again, and then rework out the questions. Maybe different questions. Okay? And I'm your mentor, I'm your guide. You can always come to me, ask me your queries, questions, and we will resolve it. But to ensure that you don't come at this stage, I will just tell you what all add-ons we will be doing in the class. Okay? Now, so I hope it is clear. Now the next one, this is a roadmap mandatory to be followed by every student in the class. Every student. First and the foremost that I have not written is, you have to dedicatedly and sincerely work every day. Work means study every day. Dedicatedly and sincerely. Now, many times students ask me, ma'am, how many hours should we study in a day? 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour? I always say, please study as per the time available with you. And available means what? When you are in a good frame of mind to study. If you're working full time, 1 hour a day is also sufficient. If you're non-working, then 2 to 3 hours you can devote in a day. But 2 to 3 hours at a stretch can be very, very, lethargic. So better take breaks and then do it. Okay? Always. So minimum, then how many hours do you need? Minimum in a day, if you want to do really great in PMs, clear it in one go, then you have to slowly read the chapter, because everything between the lines also is very important, right? Slowly read the chapter, get a grasp of it. So study for minimum of 1 to 1.5 hours a day. And this is for your weekdays, considering you're working. Okay? Weekends, when they're free, stretch it to 3 to 4 hours a day. And what you will do? On weekdays, try to cover concepts slowly. On weekends, try to do as much questions as you can for the concepts that you covered in the week. And in the class also that we do, please cover the practice of those chapters on weekends. Weekend is your time when you will study non-stop without any disturbance, and even I will not also be disturbing you for the same as the classes I will not take on weekend, so that you have time for you to take maximum use of it. Okay, and do enough practice. Trust me guys, even if you complete your syllabus with any of the mentors, the effort that lies with you is doing lot of questions. So you have to do a lot of questions, but that you will only be able to do when you have 100% crystal clarity. So make sure that you understand everything perfectly and clearly, and there is no rote learning, no ratifying. You just have to study it that way that you understand everything. Only then question solving, handling the theory questions becomes comfortable. Very, very important. So like I told you, you have to make sure that you understand the concepts and you don't memorize them. Memorizing would mean you are not going to clear PM. The reason being you will be stuck in 40 to 50. Because there were some problematic areas. There were some less than 60% highlighted areas that you did not revise, that probably you understood in another way that requires clear understanding. So go back to those chapters, come to me and have 100% crystal clarity for those topics. Okay? Now, what is the PM exam technique that you should have? One point, please remember that you have to ensure that every mark counts. So even 1 mark that you may lose up may make you stand at 49. So you have to make sure that every mark you are able to hold on to. Now, what is the right exam technique that will help us hold on to every mark? Is by doing lot of paper practice, lot of mock paper practice, past paper practice you have to do. So you have to do a lot of question practice so that you have speed also to handle them in the exam. And where will we do all that? We will do it on CBE platform. So in the class also we will do section C questions in CBE platform or Excel. But we will never do it on pen and paper, never. Section A and B, we will always do it with pen and paper and calculator. The reason being this is the way that your exam questions will be in the exam. So you have to be ready today only. Okay, you don't have to wait for the period, your syllabus to end, and then you will start working that way. That will become too difficult, too panicking, and too problematic for you. And this is the reason why many students are not able to complete the paper in the exam, because they never did paper, they never did questions in the CBE platform in a timed way. That we will be doing in the class. Okay. Now there are multiple free resources that are provided by ACCA, and should you use it? Are they really helpful? Yes. Just because they are free doesn't mean they are of no use. They are extremely helpful resources. Like, first and the foremost that I find is mandatory for every student to go through is Study Hub. Number 2, past papers. I know many students ask me, ma'am, how many past papers technically we should be doing so that we are clearing the paper and with ease? All. No shortcuts. All needs to be done. Yes. Because they are a mirror of how the questions will be in the exam. If you can handle them all, then boss, any question can come in the exam and you'll be like, done and dusted. That way. Okay? Yeah. Now, next. Mocks. The pre-practice, practice exams, mocks given to you on the platform. Number 4, technical articles, especially the self-study students. See, because the students have enrolled for the classes, these are already covered in the books. I've already covered them in the book. Okay, in the chapters, in the detailed understanding by way of tips and now, for the self-study student, guys, this is very important that you cannot miss. So you should be taking all the technical articles and studying from there. Now, I have done one probably benefit to all. I have taken and created a summary of your technical articles also at one place. So those interested can just type in articles and I will be sharing with them. So on the video, just DM or just comment over their article and I will be sharing the full technical articles file with you. Okay? At all at one place. Now E is examiner's report. Very, very important. You know what this report is about and how many you should be visiting. At least 4 examiner reports you should be reading. Yes, even though you are early in the syllabus, read it. Examiner report simply reflects the vision of examiner. What they find the answers to be, or how should the answers be written vis-a-vis how students wrote the answer, which one the were really good approach by the students and which answer should be avoided by students. This is so that you don't repeat these mistakes in the exam. Okay, so minimum the latest 4 examiner reports should be well read by you. Now, any questions, any queries, ask me in the chat box. I will now answer one very interesting line. Ma'am, you told us everything, how and how it should be done and all that, or basically what should be done. You've told about what, but how can you help in here? Can you comment on that? So I will comment on this point. How can I help you? So we are coming up with live and recorded. That's a mixed batch for September 2026. That will be live plus recorded. When I say live plus recorded means there will be chapters that will be pre-recorded and that you can watch at your own pace and speed. But there will be certain chapters for which planner has already been shared with the students in the group. Okay, that chapters that I will be taking completely live in the class, scratch to practicing of questions. Everything of that chapter will be live. But why such? Because there are chapters which are frequently tested in the exam, or which I've seen over the periods that students are generally having some level of confusion, some level of problems with. For example, variances, for example, ABC. So we will cover it in the class live so that those problematic areas becomes a comfort point for you. Okay, in case if you miss on the live lectures days, recordings will be there. But I have already shared the live lecture days with the students enrolled in the batch. The simplest reason for the same is you can schedule your work accordingly today only, right? So that you will try your best to be there in the live session and maximum number of times. Clear? So this is my purpose. So you will get live plus recorded lectures, access to it. You will get hard copy plus soft copy of study text plus exam kit. You will get soft copy of class notes. Now these notes are like the summary notes that I have created handwritten. And what is the purpose of these class notes? You read the chapter once. And let's say you're doing a question, you got stuck. You want to go back and revise the portion from there, then reading the entire chapter becomes very cumbersome. So why don't you revise from the class notes only? That's a summary of what is there in that chapter. Even when you're doing your revisions in the final days, these notes becomes a handy point. And maximum number of times students prepare these notes and I'm preparing these notes and I'm sharing it with you all so that your effort is saved over there. You can add on to these notes, that's absolutely okay. Okay, so you will get these class notes, you will get the hard copy, soft copy of exam kit, soft copy of class notes, plus you will get quizzes. From time to time, I will be putting up quizzes, I will be putting up questions, I will be giving you mocks that you will be doing. Okay, and you will have, apart from this, you will have so like I told you will have mocks, plus evaluation. And I will be evaluating every mock myself, will be giving you the personal feedback. So if there are 5 students who have appeared for the paper, all 5 will have their different feedbacks. No general feedbacks will be shared. So that the mistakes done by student 1, because his weak area is a particular point, will be not the same for student 2. Student 2 may have a different pain point. So I will highlight those pain points, and when we go to mock 2, so you can always compare your performance also as to how was your performance between mock 1 and mock 2, how better it has been. Okay. And mocks and evaluations, you will have quizzes 20 time, plus you will have live practice sessions. When will they take place? They will take place every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. IST. Will they be live? Yes, they will be live. Every Wednesday 7 p.m. IST, you will have your live practice sessions where the focus point is only practicing. Question, ma'am, which chapters to practice? Planner is already shared. It highlights which chapters will be covered in that lecture. So you will prepare yourself well so that you are doing majority of the questions while I do some questions. Okay. And these questions practice are in addition to what is already there in the pre-recorded lecture when the chapter is being discussed. So you are having so many questions practice made available to you. Study text and exam kit I am going to be providing to you like I told you here. Then there will be live query session every week. On Sunday. Okay, there will be query session every week on Sunday 2 p.m. That's all. So after only remaining this Sunday 2 p.m. query session, you have the entire weekend with you. Just think of the maximum usage that you can do of the weekend. Okay, this is the reason why I am keeping the session on a weekday. So weekends are completely available with you to do more and more practice. Essence of PM is only practicing and the clarity of concepts, and that needs time. That needs to be done slowly and gradually. You cannot do it in a rush. So you need time for yourself. Okay, then apart from this, you have live classes for some chapters also. And that detail, when is the live, which chapters are live, that detail of planner is already given to you, to the students, so that you are already well aware of which chapters will be taken when. Pre-recorded lectures will be already uploaded this week, coming week only, so that you will start preparing them, in advance. You don't have to wait for the chapters to be uploaded. So the pre-recorded lectures will already be uploaded in advance. Okay. Apart from this, I'm also available on WhatsApp for your queries, but generally I recommend that the queries should be done on the query session days, so that when you're live, you understand it much better. But then there are those emergency queries, right? It doesn't let you sleep. So boss, I want you to sleep. You put up the message to me. I will revert back with the resolution, right? So that with the solution, so that you are resolved, the queries are resolved and you are relaxed. What you have to only do is focus and complete PM, grab it. Now, if you have any questions relating to it, if you want to ask me any questions, then ma'am, how to reach to you? I am available only on WhatsApp on this number. Okay, and if you have any questions, any other queries regarding classes, demos, or anything else, and you want to go for enrollments also, then you can do a WhatsApp or call on this number. I'll just verify, just 1 minute. Right, okay, just 1 digit. Okay, clear? So any questions, guys, that you have to ask me, anything that you want clarity on the PM subject also, whether you enroll for the classes or you don't enroll, doesn't matter. But any question that is coming to your mind that you want clarity on, please put it in the chat box right away. Please put up in the chat box right now. Okay, else I will just call off this session and then we will be progressing ahead with our classes normally. And don't forget to join my Telegram group, follow my Insta page, and subscribe to this channel because lot of content is already there in my playlist, which is MA and PM, and lot of contents we keep uploading so that you don't miss out on anything. Subscribe to it today only. Okay then. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining for the session. Let's have a successful PM journey and let's crack September 26 PM exams with a bang. Okay? And with very high scores. Wishing you all the best. Keep watching, keep following, share it with your friends, and let's have lot of discussions for PM. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.